Wydaje mi się, że nie wiem, wszystko zrobiliśmy co trzeba, ale może jednak nie. Może w tawernie się czegoś dowiemy.
I have no...
No,
I don't want to talk
Ah.
so good.
okej. Jest jeszcze Lombard. Nie wydaje mi się, żeby Mary miał coś do powiedzenia ważnego, ale wykluczmy tę możliwość. A, chyba znowu jest zamknięte.
The shop is closed.
No tak, nie potrzebujemy, więc jest zamknięty. No, u Hermana byliśmy. Jeszcze ewentualnie gadajmy z Batesem i Wiktorią. O, poznikali. Stąd. Przywrócili na swoje stare miejsca. O, Bates jest u siebie. No i dobrze.
Bates?
Znowu robi kotlety.
Yes, sir?
O, Wiktoria.
I'd like to speak with Victoria. Do you know where she is?
Madam has gone to her room to rest, sir. I do not think she wants to be disturbed.
Oh, all right. I think I will go now.
I'll return to my work.
No ale było takie pytanie o Wiktorię, to może trzeba z nią pogadać. Sprawdźmy. I mówisz, że jest w swoim pokoju, czyli gdzieś na górze. Tak, u Roberta to nie można pójść teraz.
Robert hasn't returned yet. Nobody knows where he could be.
A może w stojaku na gazety coś się dowiemy.
Today's newspaper. I don't want to read it.
O, nigdy nie chcesz czytać. Ale może z Wiktorią pogadamy.
I don't want to upset Victoria with yet another conversation. I'll talk to her later.
No tak. Dobra, jak znajdę, co trzeba zrobić, to wtedy się zobaczymy ponownie.
There's a letter in it. Maybe Bates forgot to pick it up. I'll take it.
Okej, to chyba o to chodziło. Tak, znowu w tłumaczeniu było, że nie ma
Dear
listu.
Father, hopefully it will be your hands that my letter reaches first.
I cannot endure staying locked away in this horrible place. Therefore, I have decided to do what I should have done a long time ago. I will explain everything when we meet at our place. I know that you will understand. James.
Father, so James is William's son. Why didn't Victoria tell me when we spoke before?
No proszę. Czyli ten mężczyzna ze zdjęcia podartego, które gdzieś tam w kominku jakimś leżało, posklejaliśmy je, czyli James, to jest syn Williama, ale zamknięty w ośrodku tutaj Ashbury. Czemu tam wylądował? Czemu rodzina o nim zapomniała? Może w tym rozdziale się dowiemy. I może teraz da się pogadać z Wiktorią. O. Gadaj, czemu ukryłaś to przed nami? Kończę robić na tych drutach, czy cokolwiek tam robisz, otwieraj drzwi. O.
May I speak with you for a while, Victoria?
Of course, Samuel.
O, da się o Robercie coś powiedzieć jeszcze.
I'm concerned about Robert.
I appreciate your concern. I spoke with the sanatorium's head nurse a few minutes ago. She had no news of him whatsoever. I'm worried, Samuel. Something strange is going on. I fear something may have happened to him.
I'm sure Robert will manage.
Do not underestimate this, Samuel. He is my oldest son, and then I have no one left but you.
I'm quite sure nothing has happened to him. Everything will get sorted out soon.
I hope you are right. I cannot wait in uncertainty any longer. We must do something. I would like you to go to Ashbury to find out what happened. Here we wait in darkness, and I have no one else that can go. Will you do it for me, Samuel?
Of course. I'll set off straight away.
No, please do not go in the middle of the night. It will be better to go in the morning.
I don't mind traveling at night, and it is best that I go as soon as possible.
Are you certain?
The sooner I find out something, the better.
All right, then. But please take care of yourself, will you, Samuel?
You needn't worry. I must go to Ashbury and figure out what happened.
Czyli noc się nam zrobiła teraz. Wcześniej chyba było jasno. Dobra. W końcu będziemy mieli chyba odblokowane Ashbury. No to jeszcze o Jamesie powiedz.
Victoria, I found a letter in which James writes to William. He addresses him as Dear Father. So who is James, in fact?
Oh, well, it does not matter anymore anyway. It is true, Samuel. James is William's illegitimate son. I could not tell you before when you showed me that picture. I didn't want anyone to know. This secret must be buried along with William.
I understand.
Would you please excuse me now, Samuel?
No ładnie, ale już przynajmniej wiemy na pewno. No i się pojawiło. The Ashbury Sanatorium. Ale zobaczmy, faktycznie jest noc? No jak dla mnie cały czas jest taki... Nie wiem. Nieważne. Dobra. Latarnie się świecą, to może jest noc. Lećmy tutaj.
I set off for Ashbury to find out why Robert hadn't returned yet. Someone has to know something about him there. The Ashbury Sanatorium, the place of laments, as William used to call it.
Kolejne straszne miejsce. Z wielką bramą. O, jest dzwonek, jest brama.
The main gate is locked for the night.
No tak.
Locked.
No to zadzwońmy, może ktoś odbierze. O,
Hello?
I know this is an awkward hour, but can you let me in? I would like to visit one of the patients.
We do not allow anyone in at this time. I'm sorry. You will have to come during regular visiting hours.
Tomorrow will be too late. Please, let me in and I'll explain everything.
Oh, are you a doctor?
No, I'm not.
Who have you come to visit then, in the middle of the night?
I've come because of Robert Gordon. He is the director here.
Yes, I happen to know who's director here, Mr.
Samuel Gordon. I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself.
Very well then. I'll make an exception, Mr. Gordon. Push the gate open when you hear the buzzer and go straight to the main entrance. I will be expecting you in the lobby.
Thank you.
okej. Nie było chociaż tym razem problemu z wejściem do środka.
Thank you for letting me in.
Well, I would not have let you in if you weren't a relative of the head doctor.
Yes, actually, he is what I'm here about. You see, he hasn't shown up for a couple of days now, and I was hoping you might know something.
I'm afraid I will have to disappoint you then. He left the sanatorium the day before yesterday, late at night, and has not turned up again since.
Are you sure?
Of course. I have been on duty every day.
What time did he leave?
Around midnight, I believe. He always leaves quite late. He has had a lot of work to do lately.
Did he mention where he was going, or say anything unusual?
Give me a minute. No, I don't recall him saying anything special. In fact, he was very tired. Just said goodnight and left.
Okej. A o Jamesie coś wiesz?
I would like to visit a patient named James. Can you show me to his cell?
No, that's not possible, Mr. Gordon.
Can't you let me in?
Unfortunately, you will not be able to visit him, no matter what I could or could not do.
I don't understand.
Don't you know? James escaped the night before yesterday. I thought someone had told you.
No, I didn't know. How did he escape?
He must have gotten into the sewer system under the building. It should have occurred to me that he might do something like this.
Why? Did he say something to you?
Yes, I spoke to him the day before. He seemed much more anxious than usual. But there was more to it. I don't know if I can tell you. It is a delicate situation.
Please speak. It might be important. Maybe it will shed some light on the whole matter with Robert.
Do you think it may be related?
I don't have a clue. Please tell me what you know.
All right. James was more anxious than usual, as I said. It was hard to understand what he was trying to tell me. But it was the head doctor that he was speaking about. He said he knew something important, but he could not tell anyone what it was.
Did he say what it was exactly?
No. It seemed to me that he was afraid to talk. He kept asking me to put in a word for him with one of the doctors so he could go home. But he insisted that I not mention it to the head doctor. He acted quite desperate, so I promised I would help him.
What happened then?
Well, James does tend to be very moody, but I would not say that he is dangerous. I have known him for years now, and most of the time he's made very little trouble. So I went to the head doctor to ask him for a temporary leave permit for James.
But you said he didn't want Robert to know.
I had to promise that, but without the signature of the head doctor, no patient can leave this place. He didn't agree, though, and defended his opinion quite firmly. It seemed rather strange to me. Such rigidity, I mean.
Did you speak with James after that?
No, I didn't want to further disconcert him. And the next day, he escaped. I cannot tell you anything more. I have no idea why he wanted to go back home so suddenly.
You have been quite helpful. Thank you. Why would James want to get away so desperately and suddenly? And why didn't Robert allow him to return to the castle? It seems to me that these things are related somehow. That's all. Thanks.
No cóż, zniknęli obaj tego samego dnia, to pewnie Robert poszedł go szukać od razu. Skoro tak bardzo chciał, żeby nie uciekł z sanatorium.
We have said everything to each other already.
Tak, dobrze, że nas w ogóle nie wyrzuca pani pielęgniarka.
A young woman. She looks nice.
Fontanna, kolejna.
It's full of clean water.
Kto zginie przy tej fontannie?
The water in it will be pretty cold. The water in it will be pretty cold.
Ale się świeci. Może da się tu chusteczkę wyprać czy coś? O, da się. Ciekawe. Nie wiem po co. A może zwilżyć po prostu. Tak, mokra chusteczka.
I soaked it in cold water.
No i już się fontanna nie świeci. Dobra, ciekawe kiedy się nam przyda mokra chusteczka w takim razie. Kosz na śmieci.
When will the storm end?
To jest komentarz na kosz na śmieci?
I won't be digging in that trash. It's mostly old papers.
A tak lubiłeś wcześniej grzebać w śmieciach. Fajne okno tu mają. Siatka? Jakieś drzwi z kratą, a nie siatka.
This is the way to the patient's cells. No one is allowed to go there at night.
No, nawet my.
The nurse won't let me go to the cells this late at night. I've got to find another way inside.
No, nawet się wygasiło. Nie da się kliknąć więcej. Może coś jeszcze powiesz, pielęgniarko. O, drzwi obrotowe można kliknąć.
I have no idea.
Dobra. Co?
I cannot do it right now. The nurse would see me.
Czyli w przyszłości będzie można tutaj coś zrobić.
There's no reason.
Ale jej uwagi chyba nie odwrócimy. Dobra, wyjdźmy na zewnątrz.
Terrible weather.
Kanał.
A sewer. Maybe the main output of the ventilation system of the building.
Ale nic się nie da zrobić. Dobra, najpierw w lewo czy w prawo? Może chodźmy w lewo. W lewo chyba będzie trzeba pójść. Więc zobaczmy w prawo, co jest. Do bramy. Nie, no to do bramy to my nie chcemy. To idziemy tam, gdzie przed chwilą. No. Tu się też coś świeci. Proszę bardzo, mamy jakieś inne wejście. O, znowu śmietnik.
A few beer bottles, old containers, and rusty cans. Just rubbish. A syringe. Looks quite clean.
O, strzykawka ze śmietnika, świetnie. Idealna do zastrzyków. O, jeszcze jeden śmietnik.
Old junk destroyed by wind and rain. There's no point messing with it.
No skoro tak mówisz. Drzwi, butelki. Małe okienko.
A few bottles of beer. The labels are not very damp. The bottles haven't been out long. 10-degree lager.
No to chyba dużo.
10-degree.
Dalej się świeci małe okienko.
I'll have a look.
O, jest tam jakaś maszyna.
This must be the thermostat regulating the temperature of the ventilation. I can't see any controls on it. It's probably entirely automatic. It's probably...
Okej.
The middle rod seems to be loose. Maybe I could pull it out somehow. It won't move. I have to loosen the brick that's holding it.
Tak, to pamiętam. Trzeba chyba... Nożykiem w cegłę?
It's holding firmly to the masonry. I can't move it.
Nie, nie nożykiem. Jakoś trzeba tę cegłę wydłubać.
It's holding firmly to the...
Może narzędziem, którego jeszcze nie mamy. Strzykawką na pewno nie. A tym kwasem nie można pręta stopić. No dobra. Węgiel.
A heap of damp coal. It would still burn well in a strong fire. A coal bucket. It's empty.
Pusta, nie ma tam wody. O, cmentarz tu jeszcze można odwiedzić. Tak, w ilu...
Everyone who died within the walls of the sanatorium rest here. A gloomy place.
W ilu miejscach tutaj są jakieś cmentarze? To chyba już trzeci, który odwiedzamy. Dobra, ale nic się nie świeci na razie. Do tylnej części cmentarza można pójść jeszcze. monument.
It hides a few flickering candles from the rain.
Grobowiec.
The resting place of someone of a noble family. The grate ends in stone. I cannot see any lock. The grate cannot be opened.
No dobra. O, kamienny krzyż.
There's no name on it.
To po co go w ogóle czytasz?
The metal doors have no locks to prevent just anyone from entering.
I co, i to tyle? Nic tu przydatnego nie ma. No to zapukajmy do tych drzwi, może coś się uda zdziałać. Zobaczmy. Tak ostrożnie po schodkach, bo się pośliźniesz.
Who the hell is that?
A to ja.
Nurse, is that you again? I'm heating the place like I'm supposed to. Not one of those crackpots of yours is freezing. Don't you worry. The boiler is running full blast, so leave me alone.
This is Samuel Gordon. Can you open the door?
Who?
No ja.
I'd just like to ask you about something.
Yeah? What do you want from me?
My Uncle Robert runs this institution. Can you let me in?
I couldn't care less about who's running this booby hatch. I don't belong to the doctor bunch, and I don't have to obey old Gordon. Give me a break and mind your own business.
All right, but I just need to find something out. Then I'll be gone.
Oh well, okay, what do you want?
O, jak dużo można z nim pogadać. Kotłownia.
It seems to be quite hot inside. Are you heating at full power?
There's no other way when the weather's like this. I'll sit here the whole day and night in this awful heat.
Well, you can turn it down a little, can't you?
Impossible. They've just installed this new regulator. It takes care of maintaining the right temperature by itself. If it could also do the shoveling for me, I'd have one less thing to worry about.
So why don't you just leave the door open?
Well, that's another problem. I don't want the nurse checking up on me. She comes by to have a peek inside here from time to see whether I'm asleep or something. When the door is closed, I can cool myself down with beer whenever I want.
I see.
Mhm.
I see you have a decent supply of beer. What if the head nurse saw those bottles?
No big deal. She can see them outside. As long as she doesn't catch me with one in my hands, she has nothing to complain about.
Have you seen Dr. Gordon recently?
No, I haven't. I'm closed. Nobody ever comes round here anyway, except the head nurse. I last saw him about a month or so ago. Yeah, last month. It was Thursday, I think. No, not after that. But you said you were his nephew, didn't you?
Jaka pamięć do dni tygodnia.
Yes, I did.
Well, then it's you who should know where he is.
No tak. Ale nie wiemy. Cmentarz.
What do you know about the graveyard at the back of the sanatorium?
Well, it's a graveyard.
Do they bury patients there?
Nah, not anymore. But I wouldn't go there if I were you. Especially not now. I'm no coward. But one never knows what can happen.
No, już tam byliśmy, więc wiemy, że tam się nic nie dzieje.
What do you think I should be afraid of?
No graveyard is suitable for a midnight walk. Especially not this one. You have any idea who all's lying there? Lunatics. Maniacs, madmen, you name their twist, they're there. But why am I telling you this anyway? Go where you like.
Okej, ucieczka.
What do you know about the runaway patient?
There was a lot of confusion about his escape here. Haven't a clue why they made so much fuss over one silly loony.
O, teraz odpowiemy negatywnie.
The loony happens to be my relative, so you had better keep those insults to yourself. I bet he can pronounce the whole alphabet, unlike you.
Calm down, would ya? I couldn't have known he's your relative.
Now, why I asked. You know this place well, right?
Sure. I've worked here for some years now.
If you wanted to get outside, how would you do it?
Listen, these are some odd questions, you know. Aren't you an inspector or something like that?
Jakim inspektorem? Co ty gadasz?
Yes, of course. I'm carrying out a midnight checkup of Sanatorium security from the boilerman's viewpoint. Come on, I'm no inspector. So what is the simplest way out?
Well, I have no idea why you're interested in this, but I don't think there's a simple way out. Maybe from the hall, into the sewers under the building. Other than that, I don't know. If you manage to get that far, the rest wouldn't be a problem. The sewer has several openings that nobody's watching. Why are you asking anyway?
Jak dużo tutaj jest tych wyborów.
That's none of your business.
Right.
I have to see the cell from the inside. If it's impossible to get out, as everyone says, how could James have escaped without someone having helped him? But who could have helped him? That nurse, maybe. Or Robert himself. Robert's disappearance is surely connected with James somehow.